There are many simple things in the world. Shovels. They are all different. Gardening shovel. Unloading shovel. Children's shovel. But there is also a different shovel. We use it when we come to the position. In short time, it helps us dig a trench which saves us from bullets. If a tank will pass over the trench, there is a high probability that it will not cause any harm to the soldier. We dig in the ground, deeper, and then connect the trenches with our friends to the left. In just a few hours, trenches are all connected. When we do not have an axe, we can use a shovel to cut a loaf of bread. A soldier uses a shovel as a paddle, crossing the wide river under enemy fire. If we run out of ammunition, we will use a shovel again, and then we'll move on. And when we get the order to stop, we'll take a shovel again and build around us an impregnable fortress. This fortress is defended by the army of Ukraine, our army.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy. Had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar. A straight-up omelet bar. And now look. My former interns tossing me down a bottomless freaking pit. You know, come to think of it, my whole life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Now look looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
Yeah, you said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
This is the Monday edition. And of course, in this gunner seat, I have my man, Massey.
Hey.
What's up, homie? What's up?
Yeah, not much. Trying to be more consistent with life.
Oh,
You know,
bro,
show up.
Bro, tell me about it. Yeah, tell me about it. So, we're look, okay, oh man, we were digging around and playing around with the streams, and we're kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Let's check out the streams and what's going on with the X app, because right now, currently, we have freaking Elon Musk talking to D Treasy, and he broke it. He broke X. X is broken because we're trying to stream on our platform on the X app, and it's gone. And it WTF Nation Radio. It is not. We're having some problems. So don't worry. This episode will get uploaded onto the X app because, oh my God, I think it was like some backstabbing shit going on because of I don't know, trying to get in my time slot. What's wrong with you, Elon?
Right? They should have checked. They should have checked with us first.
Wow, we would have been more than happy to host the space, but apparently the space is going bad. So kind of threw off our game. So
Did they not know that the Grand Admiral of Propaganda had shit to do on a Monday?
That's right.
It should have been known.
Should have been known. I'll be honest with you. Hang on, let me get it out. Let me put it on right now. The reason why I think he's having problems with the space is because I think there we go. You gotta think. I think somebody has something to do with his space, and I don't think it's him. I think it's I got my tinfoil hat on. I honestly think that it is a. I'll see it. I think it's a conspiracy.
Oh,
it's a conspiracy. I think the government is doing something. That's just me. Because there was a letter that was sent by the EU saying that you shouldn't be fucking playing this. You should be fucking doing this stuff. All the Euros are upset due to the fact that Elon is going to have Trump on there. Because of course now, if there's shit that you don't like to hear or say, immediately it's called misinformation or disinformation. Yeah. Exactly. The show, he broke X. So right currently, that's what I'm saying right now, PZ. It's that our show is like it's not working on X because it like a lot of streams I'm watching right now, they're all that WTF Nation Radio follows. They're usually around this time. They're all marked, and they're red. You can see what they're on. I ain't seen shit. Matter of fact, I don't even see the X. As a matter of fact, I'm not even seeing the X right now broadcasting here. Let me see. Let me flip the switch. And see what happens if our stream comes back up. And if our stream comes back up, then I'll be like, hey, here we go. Yeah, exactly that, David Cunningham. It's a conspiracy. I do that every day. I'm slowly turning into Alex Jones, by the way. I'm talking.
Man, I know.
This sounds fucking scary. I'm telling you right now that this is a fucking conspiracy. Yeah, there's gonna be people getting fun Facebook. Yeah, because I guess there's some people having watch parties or something like that. This is so fucking awesome.
And would X be the crisis actor in this scenario?
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have pictures of of X crying. Well, there was a bunch of mad outrage going on currently about what happened with the with him coming back. Donald Trump, the former president, I should say, former President Trump tweeted for the first time in a long time some tweets, and it's some crazy. I mean, I'm gonna tell you what. There's some tweets that first came out. I would say about maybe, I don't know, almost 12 hours ago or something like that. Susan says, "Hey Susan, I haven't seen you in a while. What have you been up to?" The aluminum's going to work. I need some crystals. All sorts of exactly. I had to get my chakras aligned and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not going to work. Okay, I'm sorry, Susan. Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, let's go. Let's check out. Let's go webcam this stuff. Or I'm sorry, window cap webcam.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let's webcam. Hey.
Why did you want me to set one up under the desk again? I'm confused.
Yeah, X is gonna give it to you where my dog's at. Yeah, exactly that, man. I'm telling you. So let's look at the window cap here, and so we can see that the last time he had posted something was right before about 7 hours ago. He posted the "Are you better now? Off? Are you off better now? Are you better off now?" I mean, my English is my second language, so excuse me. "Are you better off now than you were when I was president?" And then, of course, everyone's bragging about this stuff right here, going off, yada, yada, yada. Okay, I can see it. All right, there you go. There's the other ones right there. Then he did some promotional ads.
That's fantastic.
So, I mean, he's been shitposting. I will say this: whoever the media person is advising him to shitpost, or I bet you it's a media savvy person throwing all the cool vids up and stuff like that. Just like
they hired a Zier.
Had a Zier. Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah,
exactly. Oh, it looks like it's up. Hang on, let's see. No, it's not.
And it's perfect.
And it's gone. And it's gone. Nope. And it's gone. I just clicked on there and it's gone. It's not working. You guys are seeing it for yourself right now. I think this is a conspiracy. Yep, that ain't working. That ain't working at all. So, I mean, I guess. I mean, shit, nothing we could do about it. I mean, other than the fact that we had some other shit we were going to talk about. And now I just ran all my stories and drama. It kind of threw me off because like, there's no way this is not working. How is this not working? So, and according to the stream platform, we are not broadcasting on X. Again, I will just go ahead and just shut that link off. So that way we can save more bandwidth on the right stuff like that. So, I wonder, are we broadcasting on the main page? It was hacked by the Iranians. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. It's like for some reason a lot of pages aren't fucking working right now. Let's see. Let's look at us later now. Okay, that looks like. Hang on, I gotta play the sound. Hang on. Nothing we can do about it. Yeah. Okay. There. So it looks like I'm live. Yeah. There you go. I'm live.
Okay.
There you go. I'm live on the main page. Just hang on. I'm just aligning my chakras. Oh, did you see that? Oh, Harriet, thank you. Harriet, do you see Harriet complimenting? Which one are you, Ice? I know we've been told that we've been father and son, or older brother or younger brother. I'm the one with the WTF Nation Radio T-shirt, Harriet.
Yeah, he's the pretty one.
I'm
he's the pretty one. I'm the funny one.
Wait, what are you talking about? We both look the same. So how could you sit there? Anyways, let me look at the radio side. Yeah, there you go. I'm live. Yeah, we're live on the radio too. I just for some reason. The chakras ain't lining up. They ain't going on.
Yeah.
This is kind of crazy. I'm not saying that this is a conspiracy theory, but I'm just saying it's kind of odd that we can't even stream. It's almost like, if they're taking the streaming down, are they taking it that? I hope Elon isn't grabbing some. Like more bandwidth from other customers from X to use his own shit. Like, you could put this like on YouTube, right?
I mean, he does own it though. So,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he does own it. I knew who you are, Harriet. Yes, exactly that. It's his own platform. I got it. But if you want to promote something, at least, he shouldn't, I don't think he should have announced it. I don't think he should have said, I think he should have just popped up. And the Aussie breakdancing broke the interwebs. Exactly that. All that meme fire.
Oh man. All I know is if I needed cigarettes, right? and all of my kids had like $2 or $3 laying around, I would announce ahead of time. I would just take their money to buy my cigarettes. So it's it's like the same thing, except with a multi-billion-dollar company.
Well, see, that's the thing. If my kids wanted to smoke a cigarette, I'd probably smoke a cigarette with them. So that's the thing.
Right.
Like,
No, I'm saying I would take their money for my cigarettes. I wouldn't let them smoke them.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't saying. I think my kids. I think my girls would like. Oh, you smoke? Smoke them? Oh, yeah, I'll smoke too. Yeah. So maybe I will just eat the cigarettes. Dude, this is so fucking crazy. I had a lot of shit lined up, and now this is like pew 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 pew. It's just let me see. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. We still have a lot of shit to talk about, but yeah, look at the spaces aren't working still. Yep, hang on, let me see. Yep, you broke Twitter. I'll say that this is kind of like a fail.
Yeah, I
will say this is a fail. I will say that. Of course, we're probably going to get deplatformed for saying this, but I think he fucked up. he fucked up. He shouldn't have said shit. He shouldn't have said. He should have just said, "Hey, Peter, just pay attention for a special space tonight," and then that'd have been it. That'd have been it. And then people are like, "Oh, okay, what's going on?" And then bam, he's in there talking. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's good enough. So. At any rate, God, man, so T Tree's just fucking up my chi right now. All right, well, I guess we'll just go ahead and keep an eye out. I don't think we should go back. I think we should just continue. I think we should just Charlie Mike, and just because like I said, the streams aren't even going; they're barely going.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so you'll see this show uploaded onto the X app once all this crap happens. So, at any rate, so tonight. Welcome to the Monday issue. Sorry, we got like a 24-minute freaking diatribe, and we couldn't even get our comms up. What's up with that shit? The only shit that's going pretty good right now is you could see me and I could see you, Assy. So
that's true.
That's it. So
that's true. Yeah,
but yeah, this sucks, man. I'm like kind of butthurt. I'm like, man, I'm butthurt. Currently, this people are trying to get into the space at about 194,000 right now. So. That's kind of like a big and I think that's why hardly anybody's like wondering what's going on. Yeah, this shit's not gonna fucking work. So at any rate, so that was gonna be the beginning. I'm glad. Okay, so that we got like the first half hour knocked out. We were gonna shit post and shit talk Trump and Elon.
Yeah,
and so now we're not gonna do that. So anyway.
The economy might have been better when you were president, but fucking Twitter wasn't.
Yeah. Well, oh man, could you imagine his shit when he wouldn't be able to fucking do shit. Matter of fact, we would have been deplatformed too, just for what we're saying. But at any rate, that sucks, man. So okay. All right. Okay, we'll just move on to the next topic. You guys know that the VP the VP has been I should say this. The prospective vice presidential candidate has been selected for Kamala Harris. And Lord, has there been some controversy over him?
Just a bit.
Just a tad bit. Tim Walz. Has been selected. And from the moment that guy dropped his name and started talking, that's when scrutiny has hit his record. And named everybody from anything and anything to include veterans in the. See, that's the thing too, man. Veterans in the community are just like fucking. Hey, this is fucked up. He didn't. He didn't. How do I say it? I'm gonna do a wave top because there's so much in between. Okay, so Tim Walz is a vice presidential candidate for the Harris Walz ticket, and he was in the National Guard for a couple of decades, and at that time he was serving as a command sergeant major, and then he was and now he is not, or he was before he retired, he was brought down his rank due to some administrative issues with the academy, and then throughout after that 20 years of that has been him saying, I was a command sergeant major. As a command sergeant major, this is command sergeant major. And it gets into the semantics when it comes to some of the veteran shit that we talk about. Like, for instance, if you served as a platoon sergeant and you say, hey, my time as a platoon sergeant, and you were running for office, it's like legit. You ran for
Right.
You used to be a platoon sergeant. You ran for, and you know, okay, even though you weren't promoted as a sergeant first class, or your fucking your DD 214 doesn't say you were a sergeant first class. You had served in the capacity of a platoon sergeant if you were in that acting capacity of whatever.
Right.
So the story goes, well, not the story, but this is what we have laid out, is that he then, you know, for throughout his whole time as governor for Minnesota, he said that he was a command sergeant major, to the point to where he even had coins made. He had coins made, and in that coin you see right there in the inside, the inset, he had a little rank. He had the rank. As you can see in the rank, it's a command sergeant major. Now, everybody was like, freaking, dude, you can't say that. Just like how we break it balls on Steve Slayton and Troy Neals, those guys that were Republicans. It doesn't matter. Veterans will come at you when you post something wrong like this.
Right.
They're gonna be like, dude, you're not it. And I think honestly, overplaying the fact that he was when he wasn't. And, you know, I'll be honest with you. If he just said, fuck yeah, I retired. I was fucking over 20. It was fucking, I've got some shit going on. But there were so many fucking like pieces to this story.
Right.
That it's just like, Jesus Christ. It would be another fucking 5 hours for us to talk about.
Yeah.
However, someone did talk about it, and who's been a guest before on WTF Nation Radio.
Oh.
Yeah. And so, matter of fact, I'm going to drop the link in here, in the comments, that way you guys can see. Angry Cops has been a guest here, at the WTF Nation, and he did a pretty good breakdown of what you know, was fairly pretty good. I mean, some stuff, of course, I don't know some of the nuances of what happened. Everyone's asking posts, so you know, I'll let you guys decide with that. But he actually did a pretty good breakdown of what was being discussed and what was the controversy, what was the big deal, and he laid it out. I mean, this guy, if you guys don't know High, Drill Sergeant High, he literally friggin' he broke it down pretty good. And yeah, we should bring him back. And matter of fact, let me get the screen cap a little bit better.
And he has just a lovely mustache. God damn.
And look at that stash, right? Look at that stash.
Majestic. Yeah.
It's majestic, and this is like freaking, you know. So at any rate, he goes down into a pretty good breakdown of what happens. And so if you guys haven't seen it, I mean, we're not gonna like copy it or steal his thunder or that. This is some good content, which like I said, I'm pretty impressed how he you know, how I was able to articulate it.
Yeah.
And again, look, man, you're retired. If you're retired as that and you're retired as that, don't go around saying that you're not when you're not.
Yeah.
That's simple as it is. It's like a young Dr. Phil. So here's what he was saying.
He's selected to become a command sergeant major. We're gonna need this later. E8 master sergeant, 3 up, 3 down. E9 command sergeant major, means he's in charge of troops. He's got the star and the wreath. 3 up, 3 down, star and wreath. Okay, 2 different ranks. Visuals are important. We'll need them later. In spring of 2004, he was selected to be the command sergeant major of the 1st and 125th Field Artillery. Now, command sergeant major is a promotion. All right, we've got the master sergeant here, 3 up, 3 down. He's getting a promotion to command sergeant major, 3 up, 3 down, with the star and a wreath in center. Ooh. Notice how they look different. That's important. September 17th of 2004, he is promoted officially, that is the date of promotion, to command sergeant major of the 1st and 125th Field Artillery. And when I say conditionally promoted, I mean there are certain stipulations that he has to follow in order to retain that rank. Otherwise, he goes back to master sergeant. Now, one of the things that he has to do is complete the command sergeant major academy, or the sergeant major's academy. And it's 2 years. Things change, but at the time, it's 2 years long. 2 years of correspondence and paperwork.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
at home, he's at the unit, he's typing on his keyboard, and he's sending emails out and getting work done that way. And then that culminates at the very end to 2 weeks in Texas at Fort Bliss, where all the people in the Sergeant Major's Academy get together, turn in their stuff, shake hands, through the pomp and circumstance and then get awarded their certificates stating that they completed training. Now, of course, we have to pass that school, but the stipulations in order to retain the rank of Command Sergeant Major are as follows. Now, keep in note that Walz agreed to these stipulations and signed a document stating such back in 2003. Stipulations are, you must serve for 2 years after the academy or after promotion, whichever is later. So you could be a sergeant major, go to the academy, but then once you graduate from the academy, you still gotta do 2 years. Or you're a master sergeant and you go to the academy because you want to get promoted in the future. And then once you're promoted in the future, you have to stay in that position for 2 years to retain the rank. That's one stipulation. Now, specifically for Walz, he's already a Command Sergeant Major, so the latter would be the second he completes the Sergeant Major's Academy, he would have to stay in for 2 years. Stipulation number 2. If you fail the academy, you can potentially be chaptered out of the military. And stipulation number 3. If you fail to complete the course, you will be reduced back to your E8 rank.
In the business, we call this foreshadowing.
So let's math this out, shall we? So if he starts his school, the Sergeant Major Academy, in 2003, right, which he did, we'll even just say January 2003. Starts in 2003. And it's 2 years long, okay? So he's not gonna be done with the Sergeant Major Academy until 2005. Okay, makes sense. And then he has to stay in, right? Because he's got to stay in 2 years after he graduates the Sergeant Major's Academy. So now that brings us 2005, 2 plus 2, 2007. So that actually lines up perfectly, right? Signs up 2001 for 6 years and gets out in 2007, September, right? Remember, signed up in September. And then in 2003, they're like, hey, you want this promotion? And in order to complete the schooling and stay in long enough, that would take him to, well, 2007, right? He would be able to keep his rank and stay a Command Sergeant Major even after he retired. Numbers are cool. So what's the issue? I see a guy with 20 plus years in military service as a positive, especially on any politician's checklist. And as veterans, we absolutely want somebody who's been in our shoes, in our ranks, to go up to the freaking people in charge and say, I know how it is. You're not gonna bullshit me. This is what they need. This is what they don't. Let's knock it off. So why all the kickback, huh? What is the issue with Tim Walz? And more importantly, why is it coming up now? Well, here's the origin of the issue. Well, now let's move on forward to early 2005. Command Sergeant Major Walz is notified, and so is his unit, that they will be deploying for a combat tour in Iraq. And Walz makes statements to his troops that, hey, I'm gonna be your Command Sergeant Major for this deployment. Awesome. These are facts. Uh-oh. But in May of 2005, just months later, he drops out of the Army. And I don't know why, and I don't know how. Not really sure how you get out, just randomly, if you're getting out of your contract like that. There are some ways that I'll bring it up a little bit later on at the very end. But in this way, I don't know. Especially when it's months after you were notified that you will be going on a deployment. Like, has anybody here not heard of stop loss?
So what's funny is that a retirement packet takes a year. You have to submit it a year out.
Right.
So I'm just surprised that High didn't overlap that too. I don't, like I said, I saw the video and I was like watching it and skimming over it at the same time, going over.
You've been stop lost. Continue with the facts. Okay, facts. Walz stated that his reasoning for getting out in 2005 was so that he could make a congressional run, so that he could run
almost as like
for a seat
CQ
in politics.
had a personality and was attractive.
Prior to his contract ending.
What was that? It's almost like he had a what?
It's almost like watching CQ if he was attractive and had a better personality.
Well, the way he's making this sound like, you would think that Walz would be escaping to Canada.
Right?
You know what I mean? He'd be like, "Oh, dude, I'm out of here." You know,
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not saying he's dodging the draft, but again, so let's continue to laugh.
He was dropped down to Master Sergeant in his retirement paperwork, but that didn't happen for some time after he dropped out of the military in 2005. Okay, we have the facts now. The public grievances with Walz didn't start just recently. It didn't even start when he first became governor. It started back in 2006 way back in November 1st in 2006 when the Winona Daily News, yes, I need my notes, ran an article where a veteran stated that Command Sergeant Major Walz is not actually a Command Sergeant Major and that he ditched his entire battalion of which he was in command of as a senior ranking enlisted man and just went home. Said, you guys are going to Iraq? Well, I guess I'm out of here. Peace.
He abandoned us. You know, I mean, what the hell kind of leader does that? I mean,
but that's not all. See, that's a separate article.
Okay, so we're not going to play the whole thing, and we dropped it inside the like button smashed.
That's great.
We'll get back to this. We'll get back to the. But like I said, the comments in the comments is highs at Angry Cops. His name's his social media is Angry Cops. And he'll you can watch the video and all that. Did a great breakdown. I was on top of laughing at his mannerisms and stuff like that. The government would have to release him from the unit. Has anyone asked Tim Pawlenty about that? Republican was a governor by then. Yep. Okay. I don't know why this certain. What was that now? Oh shit. Oh, the suspicious mustache. I'm just looking at all the jokes. He's got a Dirk Diggler mustache. Bring back AC. Yeah, we're thinking about bringing him back. That's a good idea. He's been a guest on before at WTF Nation Radio. Everyone's like, that's quite. Everyone says I like JD Vance. Sergeant Major Academy, get it. Sergeant Major Academy, get it right. Mustache. Yep. High is probably the only cop that would get someone to pee themselves during a traffic stop. Haha. Suspicious stash. Oh shit. I got the X space to work. Oh, you did, but there's wait, hang on. You did. Hang on. Did you? Let's see. Let's look at this space. Let's see if I got it to work. Let's see. Oh. Let's see. Hey, you got space to work? I don't hear anything, man.
Oh no.
No, I don't hear it. Yep, not hearing anything. Is anybody talking? Everyone says there's annoying music going on right now. Oh, okay, well, I don't know what to tell you, man. Request permission to speak. You could speak. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, exactly. So at any rate, all right, well, we'll that was it for the space. I mean, there's no so much we can do. We can't really hear anything. It's just playing whatever. So again, it killed our stream.
It done killed us.
It killed us on our stream. It doesn't even have a like I said, I don't even sound to it. That sucks, man. Because I was kind of like, I was like excited. I wanted a shit post on this.
Oh, it's gonna be so fun.
I know. I wanted a shit post on it. So I was like, what the hell? And then I'll like I said, yep, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm just laughing. It's not working. Or it's just not working, Massey.
It seems like it's a theme though. Whenever I'm on, like some shit's got to go wrong. It's got to break. It's something. I'm being hacked by the Iranians is what it is, and I just bring that shit with me.
Oh my god! You think it's the Iranians, like Back to the Future? Sorry, I had to bring a CQ thing in there.
Great.
But damn, makes me want to go to Canada.
It is pretty up there this time of year.
It is pretty. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Vancouver, anyway.
No, I heard it. It's pretty. It's pretty. There's some good places out there. Like I said, I'm from the West, so anything from the West is on that side. You know.
Yeah.
That side of that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do find it funny from an optics standpoint. The current presidential and vice presidential nominees. Vance looks like he probably has to sit at a separate kids table while the rest of the adults are talking at the other table. Like he's the only one that, you know, the rest of them they're all so old. And like they have this one random young dude in that was probably, you know, hadn't been born yet when most of them had entered government service. It's a very odd visual to me.
Him just being like an old guy sitting like the boomer in the corner. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, you get like the Republican, if you get Vance shows up, but I feel like that if he starts talking, everybody's gonna be like, just go over there, be quiet, let the grown-ups talk. You can come over here
Yeah,
a little bit.
exactly. And then you're like, you don't know what the fuck. You're like, oh shit, what who am I talking to? The Libyans. I'm sorry. It was the Libyans. Yeah, my bad. Thanks, JT, for the pop culture call. I'm surprised CQ didn't come across the top rope with the Libyan fucking comment. It's
Right.
Libyans.
Libyans.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. So, damn. I don't know what to say, man. Fucking dude, like you can't, if you got out, you know, we were talking about this too. We even had a space where I was even participating in, on just being proud of what you are, being a proud pogue. You know, I'm not, you know, Vance reminds me of Private Pile. He does have his, now I'm glad you brought that up because, Vance has had, now of course with all the little drama that's going on and all this other shit, now people of course are going to dig through history. They're going to dig through your history when you're running for office. That's why I couldn't run for office, man. I'd have 15 exes, 5 ex-wives, partridge in a pear tree coming out and you know, saying what I did or didn't do out completely out of context. But the memes, Private Pile with Vance is fucking hilarious. I mean, yeah. I mean, hilarious. Well, there's a X account out there that posted this.
That could be half of my friend's high school photo.
I was about to say,
pages, yeah.
I think it's fucking hilarious, man. I mean, isn't that what most fucking fraternities do though? They make guys dress like women, or yeah. Can you say dress in drag or dress like a woman? See, I don't even know what the proper vernacular is anymore to what I say without having the main page or you know, all of our accounts shut down because I didn't say anything fucking right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he could have been a big Prodigy fan. I mean, there's
yeah.
what this photo could entail.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter. Yeah, ooh, man, you broke it down, man. You went back to my day, man. Holy shit.
Right. I mean, that could be backstage at a Nickelback show. I don't fucking know.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Is that a swastika in the back? No, it's not. It looks like it's some sort of it looks like some sort of yeah, I can't. I think that's inclusiveness. Lords of Acid, New Haven. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Maybe Chemical Brothers or something like that. Yeah, it looks like it's Deftones or something like that. I don't know, it looks like it's, I can't tell. Look, I can't tell. I'm just looking at that shit. All praise Nickelback. Oh, okay, whatever, Simon. Yeah, I can't.
I just look at this photograph.
I just say, look. Oh, you had to go there. Let me see. Yeah. So anyways, he posted some pictures. This account posted some pictures of him, like a girl. There's another one right here. So again, hey, look, man. I'm telling you, I can't fucking. Hey, at least when I dress like other things, like Darth Vader or Grand Admiral Thrawn or whatever, I have to look for some pictures of where my daughters did my nails or something like that. And
which you can't see are the pack of Blue American Spirits in his back pocket.
Yeah, exactly. I bet he has a set of Jinkos. Jinkos run in this family, Heath. Jinkos run in this family. We leave no crumbs. We eat. So when it comes to the Jinkos, wasn't there one about passing on the floor? Let me see. I thought Marines made Navy do that, not the other way around.
No, the Navy does it willingly.
Yeah.
Nobody can do anything.
Right. You know what's funny is because there's a video that we posted on the WTF Nation of a Marine deep throating a dildo, and everyone thought it was fucking hilarious. But when we post something like this, now all of a sudden we're being fucking partisan and we're being libtards or whatever. Can we say libtards without people getting fucking pissed off? It's Tanya Harding. I guess I don't know what to say, to not say, or to say anymore without somebody getting butthurt about that. Which I'm thinking, if you got mad at us a long time ago for fucking posting a woman, a soldier in drag or whatever. And then somebody got mad because then we brought up a Navy ceremony called the shellback ceremony. Exactly that, Pip. The shellback ceremony. And you know what that is, right? You being a Coast Guardsman, you know for a fact that a shellback ceremony, woo doggy. It's
Yes, I got my blue nose, but I don't have my shellback.
What is a blue nose?
That's the Arctic Circle.
Oh,
Crossing the Arctic.
What the hell does that do? Wait, go back. What was that?
Well, there's because you have different crossings, right? You have shellback, you have the internet. There's the Golden Dragon for within a date line. You got the blue nose. I don't remember what the one for the Antarctic Coast, but there's several different ones for different line crossings in the nautical world.
Gotcha.
And each one of them have their own weird, like traditions and shit that you have to do to like hazings essentially that you go through to become part of the club.
Huh. Okay. All right. I didn't know that was that part. I know the shellback. The shellback is like freaking. Every time I think of shellback ceremonies, immediately I think the lights going down, and all of a sudden, you hear fucking. Hang on, I'm gonna play this song. This is what I think.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Anyways. That's what I think every time a showback ceremony happens. That Hadaway comes up in the background saying "What is love" and shit, and everyone's going around, being fabulous and sparkly and throwing,
Yeah.
So passing the equator. Oh, we made a story about that too when someone was getting pissed off about soldiers dressing up when we had Joshua Kelly and we had drag queen coming on and shitmate came on shoot the shit with us, and it was a great pod when he came on. And then, I love the fact that, hang on, matter of fact, we even brought that up too in the show. And matter of fact, it's still my fucking search thing. Showback ceremony. I mean, they go back. They go back. There you go. Prison showback, it's different.
All I know is from my blue nose, I had to jerk off a polar bear, and that shit got weird really quick.
I'm pretty sure. There you go. So here's just a couple of quiz.
Glorious.
That's a royal court. So I'm gonna tell you what. Everyone who breaks balls about JD Vance wearing that, and then there's talking about the military, dude. The military has been doing the most gayest drag shit ever, and I just think it's funny when people just lose their shit and they think that there's not any form of gay-like activities, I guess, whatever. No, that's not me in the middle. Fuckers. Anyway, so it is, it's a crazy, MASH the Navy edition. Exactly. So again, I was just like, fuck, man, people get pissed off about stuff like that. So look, the guy did the shit. I mean, the military invented gay chicken. Exactly. Matter of fact, we posted gay chicken one time, and man, people got mad at us because we posted it. And I'm like,
yeah,
and man,
dude, I had a 14-inch black dildo I called the Moroccan Thunder. I carried around with me to so many different duty stations, and it would just fuck with people with it all the time. I don't know what happened. I gave it as a parting gift, I think, to an XO that was leaving at one point. But yeah, good stuff.
So currently, right now, the X space with D Treasy and Elon is over 1 million listeners.
Damn,
but we can't even get our fucking shit to stream on the.
Bet Joe Rogan wouldn't have this problem.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Exactly. So. Yeah, it's sus. Exactly that, man. It is totally sus. How come our shit can't play? That's messed up. Like I said, Elon should have just shut up, should have just kept his mouth quiet and just said, hey, we have a space going on tonight and we got a special guest. And then bam.
Hit it.
So that way our shit goes, our shit will stay up. Did anybody say that he had deployed somewhere? Yeah. Anthony Anderson, a brother from another mother over at a Guardian of Valor at Stolen Valor. He has been a guest on before, and matter of fact, me and him are working out the dates for him to come back on. He's just so freaking busy right now with a lot of stuff like this. And so, and of course, if you want to support him, this guy's a one-man show. And me and him, as a matter of fact, me and him talk almost every other day about a lot of cases and stories going back and forth with military regulations and stuff like that, promotions and records and stuff like that. And I'll tell you what, that dude Anthony busts his ass to get this shit out, and I'm just like, ugh. I'm, you know, so if you go onto his Twitter account or X app, go to Stolen Valor. It's at Stolen Valor 1, and then buy me a coffee. That's how you can support it, and everyone should support him because he has been crushing it, and he's unbiased. He's even kind of reined me in a couple times. Hey man, are you sure you want to say that? Are you sure you're saying this? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, did it happen? So here's JD Vance's freaking DD214. In case anybody's asking, you guys can do a real quick perusal. Elon, yeah, there you go. Elon can't get our astronauts home. And I'm going to tell you what, Harriet, you bring up a good point. So currently right now we have 2 astronauts that are stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And not only are they stuck, but I think it's because everyone's petty against Elon with SpaceX.
Mm-hmm.
That I think everyone was like freaking like being that petty that they were willing to risk somebody. I guess the Starliner from Boeing had some known issues, and now it's like having a bad time trying to get out of there. Yeah. So, and I think personally they should have just like used the freaking the SpaceX rockets. It's only from because hey, look, every mission that they've launched so many freaking launched so many Starlink missions now. It's unreal. So, but anyhow, oh shit, we're gonna go ahead and take a break, and then we'll be right back. And so, you guys and gals can make sure you take a Boeing. Yeah, exactly that. You guys can take a break, shoot the shit, do what you need to do, and then we will be right back. So, everyone refill your glasses, and I got to do some setup for the guests. So. We'll be right back. Shots.
If that's really a thing, and I get authorized to do it once, it's pretty much gonna be me sitting there talking shit like constantly.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
All you Trekkies and TV addicts, don't mean to this, don't mean to bring static. All you Klingons in your grandma's house, grab your backstreet friend and get loud, pulling doors off hinges, grab you with the pinches. And no, I didn't retire, I'll snatch you off with the needle nose pliers. With the evil you never seen before, gliding in the glazes like Lord Green, the like a racing with the bass, so not goofy like they're in a haste, so I'm a hip-hop making your night with practice me running that you know, all right. What's up with that? I got friends and family that I respect. When I think I'm too good, they put me in check. Don't believe when I say I'm no better than you, except when I rap, so I guess it ain't true like that, Joel, and you just don't stop. Guaranteed to make your body rock. Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Turn this party out. Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. What's the condition? I'm a man that's on a mission. Son, you better listen. Stuck in your wall is an electrician. Like the scientist. When I'm applying this method of controlling my mind like eyes on a rat that you could fly. Now, hey, but now what the deal? I didn't know you go for that mass appeal. So I'm calling to Lucci. Some of my data. I stole your mic, but you won't see it later. Cause I work magic like a magician. I add up the mathematician of the bank cashier. Engineer, I wear cotton. Yo, money, don't jump yourself. Put that back on the shelf. Brains blazing, yeah, I phase in. My crew's amazing. We're working on the record, just think shit. Check it out. What's it all about? We're working out. Let's turn this party out. Check it out. What's it all about? We're working out. Let's turn this party out. I go by the name of the King and Rock. I don't wear a cup nor a job. I bring it that's beyond bizarre, like Miss Piggy. I am the one with the clientele. You say at rock, you rock so well. I got class like pink champagne. Let's see, ain't got the microphone for the mic.
Facebook Live. I've never heard of this shit.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. Just going to give you guys a heads up and a warning, kind of like in the event you are affected by trauma, dealing with domestic violence. I'm going to be talking to our guest, Arianna Vargas, and she's going to be shooting the shit with me. But I just want to give you guys a warning and a heads up that the content that we'll be discussing could be sensitive to some, and I don't want you guys to feel like you're, oh shit, I didn't know we were going to talk about that. Okay, so anyways, Arianna, thank you so much for hanging out, and I appreciate you having the courage to come over here and tell us your story.
Thank you so much. It's definitely been a long road. A lot of recovery, a lot of healing. So this go last year, I probably wouldn't have had it. I feel like there's so much of this going. Someone needs to, just let it out and let.
You're breaking up. Hang on for a second. Let me see. Hang on. Let me see. Let me try to refresh your signal here. Now, I don't know what's going on. Let me see what's going on here. Oh. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, there you go. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening with your. I don't even have to touch your iPad or something like that to keep the thing going, because it'll for some reason it was locking you out. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I know the last week and a half or so, 2 weeks, we've been discussing this. Actually, it's been about 2 weeks, and it's infuriating to hear your story and then hear what is not happening, on the Army side of it. So can you just go ahead and give us a little bit of like a timeline or a little bit of a breakdown of what happened with you?
Yeah. So December 14th, 2022, my husband and I were, Juan Vargas and I were in our marital home, and he has the habit of heavily drinking, and when he does drink, he gets a little bit argumentative, irrational, just he's got a lot of anger that he's not dealt with, and maybe some PTSD that kind of affects how he and I communicate. And one night he had drank quite a bit, and we ended up arguing because of his behavior. I wanted to go through some of my belongings and that he had packed up, because we had a short separation prior, and so I was going through my stuff, making sure it was all there. And of course, not everything was there, but he wanted me to go downstairs and put a movie on the TV and screen share it from my phone to the TV. And instead, while he was busy upstairs, I took that time to go in the garage, go through my stuff. And he comes downstairs, he's yelling, he's yelling, why didn't you put the movie on? I told you to put the movie on. And lack of better words, he's like cussing at me because he got downstairs and the movie wasn't on, and he's having to wait on me to finish going through the container I was going through.
Mm-hmm.
And his behavior just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And it got to a point where he and I had a very heated argument that I ended up telling him that I was going to leave. And I packed my stuff, put my stuff in my backpack, and when I went downstairs to leave, he grabbed my backpack and he dumped all the contents of it on the floor, including a phone I used to have and an iPad.
Mm-hmm.
Which it was basically brand new. I just got it not too long before he and I got back together, and it's the iPad Pro 12.9, and it had no screen protector on it yet. Like I said, basically freshly brand new, and here I am worrying about its screen breaking because my phone has got an insurance plan. It's covered under AT&T.
Right.
But my iPad, on the other hand, is not, and that's an expensive screen to replace on a model that's pretty brand new. So he was trying to prevent me from picking up my belongings, and I shoved him back away from my stuff to grab my phone and my iPad. Could have cared less about the other contents in it. Those, I was like, clothes, stuff like that, wasn't worried about it. My keys were one of the things that I needed to grab because I obviously had my car. I needed to leave.
Right.
And he ended up fighting with me to the point where he got really physical. After I kind of pushed him away from my stuff, grabbed my stuff, and went to like go and leave, he kept getting in my face, telling me, "You're not leaving. You're not gonna leave. Like, you're gonna stay here." And I'm like, "No, I'm gonna leave. Let me leave." I kept just telling him, "Let me leave. Let me leave." And as I turned around, because in the living room, it's like kitchen and living room are pretty much connected. It's open floor plan.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a wall in between where the living room ends and where the kitchen ends. Like, it's just all one open floor.
Right.
And so I turn around, I go to grab my backpack and then grab all the rest of the stuff. And he again is refusing to let me leave. So I shoved him back.
So you're you're basically trying to push him away so you can escape, is what you're saying.
Yes, like he's like coming up in my space to where he's like this far away from my face.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to like push him out of my way because at this point, like, he's too close for my comfort.
Mm-hmm.
He's like almost, stepping on my belongings, which I'm like, I'm not okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
One, of course, my phone. I need to have communication. And sorry, I keep getting a call from I don't know who.
I wonder who's trying to call you.
Give me just a second. 'Cause, I don't know who this is, but I do not have the liberty to speak right now, so I will call you back at my earliest convenience. All right, I am so sorry.
It's okay. I noticed that once you started talking, all of a sudden your phone started blowing up.
Yeah, it started blowing up. So once I had pushed him away,
mm-hmm.
it kind of triggered something, I guess, in him. Because when I looked at him, he was just like staring blank at me, just.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew something was off. I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, oh, no. So here I am, like, trying to make my way to the garage door, which when you go through the kitchen, it's like a small little, tiny little hallway, and, it's right into the garage.
Right.
He takes the phone from me and turns the sink on and fills the sink with water and drops my phone in the sink. And he comes at me, and I was wearing a jacket, a zip-up jacket, and he grabbed the hood to the collar of that jacket and started hitting me in the face. Over and over. At the time, I was wearing salon nails,
right.
acrylics, and at some point, between trying to pick myself up off of the floor, it had snapped one of those off and taken half of my nail with it.
Right.
So I'm got blood on my hand. I am at this point seeing blood splatters on the floor, and I am no longer able to see. I'm no longer able to see out of my right eye. It broke here. It's a orbital blowout fracture, a nasal blowout fracture, and a nasal cartilage break. At that time, I didn't know that's what I had. I knew that my nose was broken. I could feel it, that it was broken. And I was bleeding from my nose. Absolutely heavily. Because it's all over my jacket. It's all over it's all over the floor. And at this point, he has stopped beating on me and starts to cry. He is just crying. He is saying sorry. He's apologizing over and over and over again. And that blankness in his face is gone. And I'm crying, and I'm in pain. I can't see out of one eye, and I walk away from him because he's trying to come closer to me, and I'm just backing up as he's coming closer to me, and I end up going into the garage of the house, and I'm trying to leave, and he comes into the garage, and he's still crying, and he's like, please don't leave. If you go and tell someone, I'm gonna grab a knife and I'm gonna kill myself. I stopped in the middle of the garage, and I just looked at him. I couldn't say anything to him. I just looked at him, and he came closer to me, and I allowed him to come closer to me as he's crying. He gets down in front of me and is crying and is begging me not to leave and not to say anything, and that it's going to be over for him, and that he and I would never be able to be together. And I remember fearing more for him than myself, which I realize now that I should have more so worried about myself.
Right.
But I did not want the trauma of watching him kill himself, or knowing that after I left, he would have killed himself. Because that, of course, after all, is my husband. It's
right.
Someone I shared, a love and connection with, and of all people to lose, in one of the worst ways, I couldn't bear that. I wouldn't have been able to live with even myself.
Now, do you have children with him?
Yes.
And they were in the house while this was happening?
They were upstairs in bed.
And how? I mean, were they young to speak? I mean, how were they old? Were they old? I mean, they're toddlers, babies.
They're toddlers, yeah.
Okay.
Baby and toddler.
Okay. So you, at any time did you lose any consciousness? I mean, you literally got your bell rung in this shit. I mean,
I did.
You said you
that
just.
was the last. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just saying you. At any, I mean, maybe I'm rushing a little bit, but now, did you at any time? When did you at this time? Like, I need to escape. I need to get out of here and get to medical care. What?
Yeah, in the garage. The last thing that I remembered was him hugging me. I had to have passed out at some point, because I remembered being in the garage. And when I came back to consciousness, when I woke up, I was upstairs in our bed, tucked in, laying down. And I remember feeling sick. I remember feeling dizzy. I remember the room feeling very, not spinny, but it was as if it was coming in and out. And I kept telling him I need to go to the hospital, because when I woke up in the bed, and I don't even remember going from the garage to the bedroom, I definitely, I definitely knew I needed medical attention. And at that point, I kind of feared for what else was going on that I couldn't feel or couldn't see.
Right.
And one of my main concerns was, bleeding in the brain or.
Right. Exactly.
And I just kept telling him over and over, I need to go to the hospital. I need to go, and I need to go now. And at first he was refusing. He was refusing to let me go. And I felt nauseous. And I told him I needed to puke. Like, I felt like I was going to puke. And
Right.
he helped me from the bed to the bathroom. And when I got to the toilet, I was puking up nothing but blood. Like, it was just blood.
Right.
And I was scared at that point because I'm like, oh my God, like, that's a lot of blood. And I'm dizzy. So, like, here I am, like, coming closer, or, worst thing I want to do is, like, fall into the toilet, or, so I sat on the bathroom floor thinking that was going to help, and I still was puking. I told him, and I begged him, I was crying. I was like, I need to go to the hospital. You need to let me go to the hospital.
Right. Because because of all that blood, you couldn't, who knows what was.
And him seeing me puke, and it was blood. He was, again, freaking out, panicked. Like, if you go to a hospital, that's gonna be the end of it. Like, that's, you can't, like, let me just take care of you here. I'll take care of you here. And I was like, I need to go to the hospital. Like, I need medical attention.
Right.
There's something wrong. And finally, after some back and forth, he finally agreed that I could go to the hospital. But I needed to tell the hospital a lie.
So
he kept,
he said basically, I'll take you to the hospital, but you ain't saying what's happening. Well,
he didn't even offer to take me to the hospital.
He's okay.
He agreed for me to go to the hospital. Calling an ambulance wasn't an option. And him taking me wasn't an option either. So I had to drive myself. But this was after he was slinging stories at me to tell the hospital.
But what did he wanted you to tell the hospital?
That a cast iron skillet fell on my face. And with the injuries that was physically present, there wasn't a story that even could be made up that could cover that, unfortunately. And so I agreed to tell that story just so I could go get medical attention. And at this point, I am thinking of how to safely handle this situation, not just for me, but for him. And I ended up driving, blinded in one eye, to the gas station that is about 4 minutes from the house, where I called my stepdaughter, Marjorie Vargas. And I video called her, and she saw the injuries on my face, and immediately she was like, "Did my dad do that?" And I was like, "Yes." And she was quiet for a minute, and then she's like, "Are you okay?" Like, she was very concerned. And at one point I was like, I'm okay. I'm about to go to the hospital. I need you to be on the phone with me, in case something happens. I need somebody, on the phone with me to call 911. And she said, yeah. She goes, "Give me a minute. I'll call you right back." So I sat in my car for a minute, was trying to get my vision straight because I'm still a little bit off wonky. And she calls me back, and she says she went off on her dad. She said that she cussed him out, and he was crying, saying like he's never gonna do it again. He's gonna change. And so she ends up being on the phone with me until I got about 3 or 4 minutes away from the Cape Fear parking lot. And
Cape Fear.
that's
what?
Cape Fear is a 40-minute drive from the house to that hospital.
So
now, granted, the on-base hospital is closer, but he knew that if I went on base,
Right.
it would have been over because the gate guards would have.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah, for sure. For you guys who don't know, the Cape Fear Regional Medical Facility is in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and the hospital is at Fort Liberty, formerly known as Fort Bragg, and it's Womack Army Medical Center. So just to get that.
And the jacket that I had with blood on it, he had taken it and put it in the washer, and I had I get cold, so he gave me one of his jackets to wear. So I had one of his jackets in the hospital. In a picture of the injuries, the charcoal gray jacket is actually his. So not only was I not even wearing the jacket that I had on originally, but I had one of his specific jackets on. So when I went to the hospital and I checked in, and they got me checked in immediately, they laid me down. They put some stuff in the waiting area so I could actually lay down.
Right.
Because sitting up wasn't an option because I'm bleeding out of my nose, but I don't want to lose a whole lot where I'm gonna pass out there.
Right, because I mean, because Cape Fear emergency room waiting room is a pretty packed.
It's ridiculous.
It's
yeah. So, and I had brought a bathroom rag with me just to catch all the blood. And by that time, during the waiting period, it got full to the point where I couldn't. There wasn't any more room left. Like I had blood on my hands, and the nurse kept bringing me paper towels. A lady who went into the bathroom, she brought me out some paper towels from the bathroom to help. A gentleman sat with me. Sat beside me, just watching, make sure I didn't lose consciousness, pass out. That way he would alert the triage nurse. And when the triage nurse called me back, and she asked me what happened, and I told her the cast iron skillet story, she said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yes." She goes, "This isn't something that happens with that kind of an incident."
Right.
And I was like, "Yes, I'm sure." She goes, "Are you sure? Are you safe?" And I knew that she knew it was a lie, but medically she had to take my word for it because I wasn't giving her any other answer. And so I ended up having scans done, where they found, the nasal blowout fracture, the nasal cartilage break, and the orbital blowout fracture.
So I'm gonna read what the. I appreciate you sending me your medical your emergency room evaluation, but it says that your workup in the ED showed that you have an orbital blowout fracture of the bone surrounding your eye without involvement of the globe, and a closed fracture of nasal bone in initial encounter. So he basically fractured your face, is what he did.
Yes.
Now, at this point, somebody had I'm just confused at that anybody at law enforcement immediately reach out to you. Did anybody report it from the Cape Fear side of the house?
No, they did not. Not that I know of. They did not.
Right.
I was even surprised that the neighbors didn't hear anything either, because I know that I was screaming.
Right.
So I was like, because I was in pain. I remember being in pain. It's still, like, if I put enough pressure in those areas, it's still tender.
Right.
To a point, but it's, I knew at that time there's also adrenaline going through my body, so I'm sure I wasn't in, I felt like I was in pain, but not as much pain as I would have been if I was just feeling it right there.
Right. And so I mean, how long were you at the hospital? How long were you there?
See, I was there for several hours. And up until from the December 14th of that night to early in the morning, the 15th. I think it was maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when I got out. I remember returning back to the house after I got discharged because Cape Fear sent a referral over to UNC for plastic surgery. And I went back to the house because he was texting me the whole time I was at the hospital. How are you? You know, how are things? You know, stuff like that. And when I got the scans back, I texted him. I said, "You fractured bone," and I put the letter U. And he said, he texted back and he goes, "What is U?" Like, and I said, "YOU." And he didn't even say anything about it. He's just like, I just told you that you fractured my bones and you have nothing to say about it. And then he was asking me questions like, when are you getting discharged? You know, have they give you any medicine? And so I got back to the house, which he was waiting for me. And I still had medication in my system from what they gave me over there at the ER. And I was exhausted. I was tired. It obviously helped with pain, so I was able to sleep long enough to get some rest. And he fell asleep crying on me. And at that point I knew I needed to find like I said, a safe way to handle this. So I reached out to a very close friend of mine, Benjamin Ruiz, and he and I had a conversation about what to do. Talking about to take it to command and let command know that they've got certain protocols to follow. And I just wasn't ready to hand it to the Army just yet because I knew when I did, they were going to tell him, and I didn't want to be in the house when command reached out to him and told him, because that again puts me in a very dangerous situation.
Right, of course.
So
how much time has passed from the hospital visit to notifying the chain of command?
So that was December 14th is when the assault happened. I released the confidentiality agreement with the chaplain on March 6th.
Okay, so just a couple months later then.
Yeah, because I had UNC appointments between then, which he took me to. He did not let me go by myself. It was like the same. It was even for me even more pressure because they also didn't believe the story either.
Right, because he was probably hovering over you to see if you were going to slip and say something.
Yeah. And UNC from where we lived was an hour and some change away.
Right.
So that's a long way back by myself if he decides to just leave me there because I said something.
Right.
So I reached out again to Ben, and he suggested I, talk to someone who holds a confidentiality agreement.
Right.
And a chaplain holds confidentiality. So I went and talked to the chaplain several times, and that is Chaplain Jacob Sanchez. And he and I had several conversations about the incident. I brought in, the screenshots of the text messages, the pictures of my face.
What organization was this? What organization was your husband in?
82nd Airborne Division, 3rd Brigade.
Okay.
And so
you talked to Chaplain Sanchez.
Yes.
And then you told him pretty much, I mean, like you just said, you told him everything, and then did he say anything? What did he say? What was his reaction? I mean, first off, what was his reaction to it, and then what did he advise after that? After you told him?
He definitely really urged me to release it to command the first time I spoke with him.
Okay.
Even then, I was still more worried about my husband than I was about myself.
Of course.
And I'm like, well, what happens to him if that happens? And Chaplain Sanchez was like, this, and this. And I'm like, but what, like, for safety? Like, I was like, he threatened to kill himself, and like, and it was one of those needing to get more information, because I'm sure they have, you know, at the time of the meeting, I was like, I'm sure they have something for that, but I just lacked the knowledge of exactly what they would do.
Right.
And so the next time that Sanchez and I met, he told me the procedure which they would do. You know, they'd lock him on base. He'd probably have a buddy system. There's a whole different a couple of options that they have to be able to choose from. And I said, okay, I felt where my life would be safe and his life would be safe. You know, it's like somebody else is going to be able to watch him. Someone's going to be able to be, making sure he doesn't do something stupid. And I asked the chaplain if he would accompany me to the MP station, because I signed the confidentiality agreement, which released that information, which enabled him to release that information to the command. And he and his assistant, Rodriguez, accompanied me to the MP station. I believe his name is Rafael Rodriguez.
Okay.
And there they sat with me until the MPs brought me back to make a statement and make the report for the Army. And command ordered him that night, the night of the 6th, ordered him to vacate the home. He was in the home when I left to go talk to the chaplain, and command told him he needed to vacate the home. This obviously made him mad again, and he filed a DVPO, which later on that night had me removed from the home, which is the only home that I knew.
Wait. So
A retaliation.
I was about to say, so he filed a DVPO on you, and the command. What did the command say about this?
Command has been leaving themselves out of it. This whole process they have. When the DVPO was filed, there was nothing. They're like, can't do anything. The commander was supposed to put in, and that commander is Jorge. I've got to refer to the MPO. Apologize.
You're good.
Jorge Mena Aviles.
Okay.
And he was supposed to put in the military protective order, an MPO, when he received the report for the assault.
Right.
Apparently, it was more important for them to go to a field training exercise and then not do the MPO until they return.
How much?
My husband was not one of those who was going to that field exercise.
Okay, you just answered my next question. So then, how much time from that? You said it was like what, the beginning of March until when?
Yes. So March 6th is when the commander should have put in the MPO. The moment he got that report, he should have put it in.
Right.
The MPs told me that there would be an MPO put in place immediately, so that the commander will have to submit to them. And I'm like, okay, that's, obviously it's not my forte to handle, so I just got to trust they're going to do this.
Okay.
I didn't have any reason to believe they weren't going to. And so I went to the house where I tried to sleep, didn't get much sleep at all. And then Sheriff Department for Harnett County comes knocking on the door and says I need to vacate the home. And I'm like, why? And they told me that he filed the DVPO and it grants him the home. And I'm like, are you kidding?
Get the fuck out of here, man.
And so I didn't even have time to gather myself emotionally to make it to the sheriff department to make that civilian report for the assault. I was already emotionally depleted from reporting it to the Army with
Right.
the MPs that I needed a break emotionally. I needed time to breathe. I needed time to calm down, relax, and mellow out. And he swooped in, retaliation, because he filed that DVPO right after command told him. And my SVC contacted First Sergeant Cortez, and even the first sergeant confirmed that my husband was told to vacate the home on March 6th. And in the civilian courts, it was proven that he filed that DVPO in retaliation to being removed from the home. The MPO was not placed until March 13th, which is when he got arrested.
I was about to say now at this point you made your report to the civvies.
Yeah, I made my report to the civilian side.
Uh-huh.
It went to a sheriff investigator, Evan Weaver,
Mhm.
and with all the evidence I provided, he found more than enough probable cause to issue warrants.
Okay.
And he issued those warrants. And on March 13th, he was arrested. And I was told that there was supposed to be a bond hearing and that I was able to be present for, to be able to voice my concerns. I was robbed of this opportunity. And I even tried to contact the district attorney's office that morning of, because he got arrested on early in the morning on the 13th. So he had ended up having a bond hearing at 9 a.m., which I didn't know about because the deputy just told me that he didn't know when it would be. And because domestic violence, they have a 72-hour hold period. 42 to 72-hour hold period for domestic violence.
Right.
And so here I'm thinking, okay, well, he might not even get seen that, the same day he's arrested. So I called the district attorney's office asking them, hey, when is his bond hearing? And the lady at the desk said, he's already had it. It's today. I was like, I wasn't informed. And the district attorney's office excuse was they did not have my contact information, but their deputy who arrested him had my contact information as
Right.
he called me when he was apprehended.
Right.
And as well as the investigator, Evan Weaver, had my contact information.
Now, the MPO's in place. Did at any time did he try to get a hold of you? Did he try to contact you? Did he try to communicate with you?
Yes.
So he violated the MPO basically.
He's got over 6 military protective order violations that I have evidence of. Yes.
And the fucking command just didn't say shit. The command just didn't do anything. That was it. That was
Actually, when I went to the MP station, because the MPs now know me, recognize me when I come in.
Right.
I've been there so often to make reports that they know me. When I have come in, one of them recognized me from another shift that I had made a report with. And they're like, hey, yeah, I remember you coming in, a while back ago making in that one report. And I was like, yes. And he goes, yeah, that was I'm not gonna lie. He goes, that was some crap. He goes, the only thing that his commander did was re-counsel him. Like, slap on the wrist. That's all it was a re-counsel.
So
that's all it's been. There's nothing serious that has happened, like, with the amount of evidence I have, because I mean, like, I've got a binder.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I was watching you pull the receipts out and stuff. So at this point, did you go to the IG or anything? Did you talk to your SVC?
I've gotten SVC got involved. Jessica Moss, she's fantastic. She did the best that she could while she was my SVC.
Right.
She ended up either getting out or she left. And so I ended up having a new SVC, but she was amazing. She went above and beyond. I went to IG, and I worked with...
Who's the IG?
Jimenez. Christopher Jimenez.
What's his rank?
That I will need to look at.
I mean, if you don't remember, that's fine.
I don't think I have. It's on a. I know it's on a it's on his military business card.
Right.
Um.
So Christopher Jimenez, the IG, what did he say? What was his take on all this?
He was just like the MPs. About the second to third MPO violation, he was like, "How does he still have his job in the army?" The MPs, every time after that I've come in, they're like, "How is he still in the army? How is he still in the army?" Because I'll bring in the evidence. They see my binders, so they're like, "Yay, the binders!" You know,
Yeah.
They kind of make a joke about it, you know, because I always come in with them when I have to make a report. And Jimenez was just like, someone's got to be protecting him, and like they can't just go and figure out who it is. You know, someone's obviously covering for him, but you know, Jimenez can't just dedicate all of his time to me when, you know, I'm not the only, you know, one, you know, the case that he's dealing with. And it would take a lot of time for him to figure out who exactly it was. Because he was looking at what the commander's response is versus the reports that I made with the evidence I provided, and he was just like, how? Why?
Yeah, I mean about that. I was about to ready to say. Were you able to speak with anybody from the 82nd? Any of his chain of command? Any, like his battalion commander, division commander, sergeant major, anybody?
No one would give me the commander's number to talk with him directly, and I understand that, given that, you know, I even before I had the SVC,
right?
No one was giving me the commander's information, but because my SVC, once I obtained her,
right,
she finally started reaching out. There was only so much that she can do. So I ended up trying to request an open door with the division commander. And I got blocked from that by, I think he's a lieutenant colonel, Bruce Rohette. He and I have had an interesting interaction.
And you were saying, who is he again?
He is battalion commander.
The battalion commander, okay.
Was, not sure if he still is. However, the interaction that I had with him, I brought the binders, and the chaplain Ford was sitting in with me as a witness to the whole conversation. It was Rohette, I think Master Sergeant, I don't remember his name, and then there was Jorge Mena, the husband's commander, and then somebody else with him. And the first question was about the spousal support, and he asked me before commander got in the room if my husband was paying spousal support, and I said no. And then when the commander came into the room, he asked the commander the same question, and the commander said yes, he has been paying. And I'm like, I'd like the proof. And the commander just like looked at me like because you don't have it, that's why. So there was already one thing that he was supposed to be doing that he wasn't doing. Well, I was trying to show Rohette all of what I had showed the MPs. Let him see everything that's in the binder, all the pictures, all the proof. He didn't want anything to do with it. His response was, I have a paratrooper to protect. And in quick wit, from the audacity, I said, fuck your paratrooper.
He legit fucking told you that. Now this was in front of the chaplain, right? This was in front of the other...
Yes, Chaplain Ford witnessed Rohette saying, I have a paratrooper to protect. Yes. It was a very out of line remark because you have a job to do to make sure that that soldier is doing right under UCMJ, which is clearly not doing.
Yeah. Fuck. So
like when I have an evidence that I'm trying to show you, he's not, you know, and you're denying to see it because, you know, it's, I guess in his mind it could have been, oh, I didn't see it, it didn't happen. Like, so as long as I don't see it physically, the evidence, I can say it didn't happen. But that doesn't change it. The evidence is still there regardless of whether or not you are accepting to see it or not.
Right, and I was about to say it's still gonna fucking so basically, now at this point,
there's another statement at which he made Bruce Rohette made, and that was, and I'll pull up the exact quote here. Rohit stated that
Fuck, man. This fuck you. I'm just like fucking shocked. Sorry, I'm just. Fuck.
This one will shock you even more. Rohit stated that the impact of the proceedings between Mrs. Vargas and Mr. Vargas has had on his Army career, ability to serve as a company first sergeant or career advancing senior staff NCO has undoubtedly paid an emotional toll on Sergeant First Class Vargas. So, what you're saying, Rohit, is that what he's going through emotionally is my fault because he assaulted me?
Andy's a fucking first sergeant?
He's a sergeant first class. My husband is. Yeah. And so what you're telling me is that the emotional toll that my husband is experiencing because he violates his MPO and he assaulted me is my fault because I reported it. The fact that he cannot advance in his Army career because he messed up is my fault because I reported it. And that's the example we have in 82nd.
So now, please tell me you spoke to somebody else. Like, did you go to the media? I mean, aside from us, but did you go to any? Did you call your congressman? Did you call anybody?
I reached out to Richard Hudson Congress office.
Okay. Okay.
Multiple times, which they would contact the Army, and the Army would just send a response that was deflection and had absolutely nothing to do with the inquiry. They never gave the Congress office an answer, a direct answer as to why things weren't being done. My SVC, the closest answer that my SVC and I got was that they were just going to wait for the civilian side to handle it.
Fucking. No, Harriet, this does not happen before 20. This is in 2022, not 2017. Fucking wow. Fucking wow.
Oh, that's.
So now I was about to say. So now you're talking about the civilian side. Tell
yep,
me.
Here's the
I'm about to say,
slinger.
yeah, tell me about the civilian side then.
For the arrest for the felony assault with serious bodily injury, and misdemeanor assault in the presence of minors.
Right.
My husband obtained a lawyer, Vernon Stewart, who used to be the district attorney for Harnett County. And because of this, Vernon's well connected in the court system. And it has been informed to me that Harnett County is the worst county to be a victim in, just due to the fact that they victim blame. And you know, they obviously are going to take the sides of the soldiers in those certain cases. However, Vernon Stewart already has a title of corruption underneath his belt. When Legal Aid of North Carolina informed me about being the worst county to be a victim in, I did my research, and Vernon Stewart's name pops up in an article with corruption, along with several other court personnel and the sheriff, some people out of the sheriff department. So I knew this was going to be hell to go through.
Right.
And then I find out a new layer of hell, which is the district attorney that was assigned to the felony assault case worked with Vernon Stewart in the DA's office. And they're buddies. They're great pals. And it had been informed to me that they would be making deals behind my back, that they would be, colluding between each other. And Donald Harrop, in one meeting, told me, I believe he did this. I fully believe he did this. But then would later on in another meeting go, I want to dismiss this. Why would you want to dismiss this if you claimed to me a couple meetings ago that you fully believed he did this?
Right.
And Don was always trying to push me to dismiss it.
So he's trying to tell you to drop the charges.
Yes. He was putting fear in me that he could just dismiss the case himself. But I was informed by another person that can't be done. Like, I would have to agree to the dismissal. And that's not what I was going to do. So Vernon and Dawn, both playing in shade, a lawyer that has been phenomenal and absolutely helping me throughout this whole process, and that's Jesse Jones. Best lawyer I have ever met, to be fair and honest.
Right.
Suggested I file a motion to enforce victim rights, to which I did.
Okay.
And I included everything. I included how Dawn did not contact me for the bond. I was robbed of being present at the bond hearing. They refused to do basically a redo. Like, they refused to do it again. That way I would be present. And as well as Dawn dismissing a stalking charge, which my husband had a paper that says he was allowed to stand by. But I was not at home. I was talking with a lawyer, Kevin Fouché, out in Sanford, North Carolina. And when the deputy called me for the standby, I handed my phone to Kevin Fouché, who talked to the deputy about arranging a standby. And one would not be arranged that night because it was already late in the evening and I was still talking to Kevin. I didn't know when I was going to be home, and I ended up needing to work that night anyways, which I ended up not even working that night because I had to go file a stalking charge at the end of that night.
Now the stalking charge.
He sat.
The stalking charge stems from the vehicle chase that he was involved with.
No, this is the first one. This
First
is the
time,
first
okay.
one.
Okay.
So
Jesus.
this is the one that Dawn dismissed without contacting me, without obtaining the deputy report, without obtaining any other evidence other than just his lawyer went to Dawn and said, we need to dismiss this. He had the right to a standby.
Right.
But my husband had called the sheriff department because they had told him a standby's not going to be done tonight. And he goes, I'll just sit here and wait. He told the deputy, I'll just sit here and wait then. So he waited for me across the neighborhood because we have a gated community. There's a gym right across. And according to the gate guard, he was parked in that gym parking lot and was waiting for me to come back to the neighborhood, which I needed to go and grab my stuff because I didn't have my work stuff with me. It was back at the house. So I went over there to grab my stuff. And as I'm walking out of the door to go into the garage to get into my car, the sheriff calls me again and is like, hey, he said that you're home now. And I'm like, I just went to grab my stuff and I'm leaving to go to work. And so the deputy was like, convinced me to meet with him so I could tell him what's going on. I'm like, hey, I was like, Kevin told that a standby was not going to be done. The deputy prior that a standby was not going to be done.
Right. And
that it would be done tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And I would just put all of his stuff, put all of the stuff that he needed outside of the door, because Kevin Fouché said that he shouldn't be coming in, even with the deputy, given the incident of why he's got that bond agreement. And I didn't really feel comfortable with it either.
Yeah,
so
I wouldn't either. Yeah.
And at that point, the deputy comes to the house, and I'm now having to sit and explain to the deputy what's going on, why this is that, and why Kevin and the other deputy agreed for a standby with this. Well, he ends up telling that deputy, leaves the house and tells my husband it's not happening today. My husband apparently got so mad that he called the lieutenant on duty for the sheriff department, or the sergeant on duty, and even that person told him it's not happening. It's not happening tonight. Give it up. Because the deputy called me back and asked me where I was, and I said I'm at the magistrate office to file the stalking charge. And the deputy was like, okay. He goes, good, because I talked with the deputy about filing the stalking charge. And he goes, he's like, I'm just letting you know that I got the report typed up, and I got you the reference number. And I was like, okay, great. He gave me his badge number, his call number, and all of that, and that was that. And I thought, okay, now I don't have to worry about this, because why would you be waiting outside of the neighborhood like that after a deputy told you it's not happening until 9 a.m. tomorrow? And so he ends up getting arrested, and I was able to be there for this bond, and as soon as it starts for his name getting called, his lawyer said, I have a motion of dismissal from the district attorney from Harnett County because he got arrested in Cumberland County.
Oh my God.
And immediately I walked out of the courtroom, and I typed up the email to Dawn because we couldn't have phones in the courthouse. So I went out to my car and I typed up an email to Dawn, and I'm like, you didn't even speak with me about this matter. You didn't say anything. You haven't even obtained the deputy report, because he already has a bond violation for being at the home, and he had to get removed from the home.
Right.
And the deputy caught him in the home, and it clearly states, like, I have the deputy report that states violation of bond violation on it. Like, it's clear there in black and white, written in the deputy's report. And when I handed it to Dawn's like, this is a redacted copy. And I said, yes, I'm not allowed the full copy. You would have to request it from the sheriff department for the full unredacted copy. And Dawn didn't do anything about it. He didn't take action on it. I'm like, that's a clear bond violation. He literally was caught in the act of, and you're doing nothing. You're doing a favor for an old friend.
Mm-hmm. That's what it seems like. That's some shady
At
ass shit.
the risk of my safety, at the risk of my safety, at the risk of my justice. You are doing a favor for an old friend.
So then, tell me about the May incident, leaving the courthouse.
We had a court date, which myself, my husband, and Ben, we were all present for. And we left out of the courthouse. I ended up changing my clothes a bit, which all I had to do was throw clothes on over, which wasn't a big deal. So it was in the trunk of Ben's car. I ended up pulling it out, changing clothes. And Ben had said, your husband is still parked there in that corner. And I'm like, what corner? And I turn, and he's still sitting in his car. And he got to his car before we did. He left the courthouse before we did.
Right.
So he's been sitting there. He knows what car I'm in and who's with me.
Right.
And so Ben's like, do we wait for him to leave? And I'm like, if he doesn't leave in like a few minutes, then we leave. And he goes, okay. So he didn't leave yet. So Ben and I left.
Right.
And he ends up getting in front of us at a light that turns down Lilling towards Spring Lake area. He got in front, and I'm like, okay, fine. I'm not even mad about it. You're not behind me. I can see where you're at, whatever. He ends up slowing traffic down. This is a 45-mile-an-hour area, and he ends up slowing traffic down to about 25, 30. And so we had passed him on this stretch before Ray Road. Well, the video showed that we got on the dash cam footage because it didn't record up until we got to the Ray Road intersection, and it started at the gas station. And he said that I threw the car at him when I passed him, but I made sure there was like 2 or 3 Greyhound bus links between he and I.
Right, and
the speeds
the speeds are going between 75 and 84
Yep. And
miles an hour.
This area right here is a 45-mile-an-hour area.
Yeah.
And he is keeping up. He is pulling up. He ended up filing a DVPO after this, stating that I threw the car at him and it was an act of threat on his life, and he felt threatened. And so in his DVPO statement, wonderfully.
No, it's okay. It's just I'm just watching the video as you're talking, and it's just like
in his DVPO statement, under the brief section, which is the section that most of the judges read, it's on the front page. It says, Arianna Vargas attempted to use a car as a weapon to intentionally cause me bodily injury while intentionally throwing her car towards mine and eventually getting me into a car accident. Let's say, okay, first of all, that's not my car.
Yeah.
My car is a 2006 black Mustang.
Right.
This is clearly not a black Mustang. The interior of it is gray. Like,
Yeah.
I think we can hear that this isn't my car because my car is loud. You wouldn't be able to hear anything over the sound of my car. Well, he says, to intentionally cause me bodily injury. I'm sorry, how would anybody really know that? I'm confused there. But it gets worse. While intentionally throwing her car towards mine. So that means you saw me at that moment in your statement, because mind you, the statement isn't true, it's a falsified statement.
Right.
But you say that you saw me intentionally jerk the wheel, like you saw me. So you saw me. You saw me. Okay. And getting me into a car accident. Okay, we'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, the video of what we got is there's no car accident. There's no.
Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah. So his car is functioning just fine. You don't see any damage, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
correct. Yeah.
In his detailed statement, okay, it says, made a reckless turn towards me and almost getting me into an accident.
So now, but this is when
now
you.
we went from getting me into
Yeah,
getting you
yeah.
into an accident to almost.
Yep.
So we changed the narrative.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing I'm seeing is the car that we're looking at from the dash cam is trying to escape. That's what it looks like to me.
How far does it take for a car to get free to get a license plate? Because then this was said. Then I decided to speed up a little bit just so I can get the car's license plate. I'm sorry, speed up a little bit, sir. You were following a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and the reason why he stopped is because there was a car coming out of the intersection right there.
Oh, it gets. Speaking of that, if you keep it paused right there.
Yeah.
I finally caught with the person right at almost on a traffic light, hence that right there, and was able to get the plate number. Also, I looked inside the car and noticed it was my wife driving the car. While passing her, she took her phone out and started either to take pictures or video recording of me. As soon as I knew that was her, I made a right turn into a place right before Lillington Highway and Bragg Boulevard. Now, from here to where he turns at, it's a little mini mall that's right on the corner. Let's see if he states it here. Or the plaza. Yeah, the plaza. So there's a plaza at the end of Lillington Highway, and he claims in his statement he turns in there.
Right.
All right, count how many right-hand turns, when you play that, he has available to turn after he claimed he saw it was me.
Oh, I mean, you could just count right now, right before he goes. He's got
Right when he gets close enough to get the license plate and claims he saw me.
Right.
Count how many turns he has available to him prior to him actually turning.
Okay, well, he's going to start speeding right now. So there's 1, and then there's 2, and it looks like there's.
Well, he claims. Hold on, it's not coming just yet. He claims he got the license plate. Right when the car comes up in the corner area, that left, I think it's the left-hand corner.
Yeah.
When it comes up in the left-hand corner, and he's like, you see his car like coming up beside that one. That's when he.
Like when he hauls ass from
according to his statement, claims he saw me driving.
Yeah, he's
so
clearly.
From that point.
Yeah, he's clearly he's clearly fucking chasing you in the left lane. That's what trips me out. Is that how can he make that statement?
Like I'm avoiding traffic.
Yeah, there's one time, there's 2 times.
But here he comes.
And then there's fucking.
He doesn't even fully pass.
Yeah.
Because the time it takes for his rear end to come back.
Yeah, and then there's 3.
There's
And then there's an intersection 4.
There's at least 11.
Well, yeah. I mean, we don't have the video we got. We had to shorten it for time, but yeah, I know.
Yes.
I was just wanting to capture him. Just that right there, just showing that he's chasing you. That's what's got me fucking. So when that happened, now obviously you went back to the cops with this, right, and said, "Hey, this motherfucker's chasing me," right?
I did. So there was a matter of jurisdiction, because he filed the DVPO the same day, and I got served with the DVPO the same day that I requested to speak with the deputy sheriff, because that happened on a Friday, and I had a problem of matter of jurisdiction. That chase started in Harnett County and ended in Cumberland County. So everyone's got their heads tossed up to see who gets jurisdiction, and I was stuck in the middle.
Right.
So when it finally got cleared up of who it had jurisdiction in, it happened to be Harnett County because the incident started in Harnett County. Then I had to contact the Harnett County Sheriff Department, and when I did, I was told to be served with the DVPO. And as I'm talking to this deputy and showing him the video, Ben is with me because Ben was in the car, and according to his statement, he doesn't mention Ben or any other passenger, just me in the car. Ben's not very, I'm skinny. I'm not very heavyweight. Ben is not equally. Ben is
Stalking.
maybe 2 or 3 of me, like
Wide, yeah.
wide.
Yeah. So let me
how
read.
you can see me through him, but not see him.
Right,
because he's
exactly.
in the passenger seat.
Exactly. Let me read the statement made by Ben Ruiz. He provided to WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. Quote, "The car chase was not safe. We left the courthouse and immediately we knew he was in traffic with us. It was also apparent that he knew where we were at because he watched us leave the parking lot. He started driving slow, holding up traffic maliciously, and then at our first opportunity, we passed him and he tried to put distance between us. Clear he wanted to be reckless because he initiated a pursuit at speeds up to 80 miles an hour. I think we counted up 87 is what I saw on the dash cam. Now the thing from the statement, he claimed to be driving defensively and offensively. He said that he saw our car come at a high rate of speed from at least 3 car lengths behind. He claimed that when we passed him, he used our car as a weapon, caused him to have an accident. He did not have an accident. And then when out of concern of the general public, which of course he's being sarcastic when he's saying this,
yes.
I wanted to obtain the driver's license, presumably to report us to the police, which he never did. His official statement also stated that she used a cell phone to record him driving, and this is a clear false statement, to drive his narrative that once he recognized her behind the wheel, he backed off and turned away immediately. We were both in the car, and he never mentioned a passenger in the car, and we have front and rear dash cams. And we had no need to pull out a phone and record them because all of his actions were already recorded. I've seen the stresses put Ari under. Every time she has to recount events like this, she runs risks of elevated heart rates and fainting. I'm sorry, this is Rush, but I'm available to answer any questions. And that's from Benjamin Ruiz, unquote. Thanks, Ben, for sending that shit to us. So then at that point, at this point, then, okay, you fucking, what did the deputy say?
The deputy has seen the video. He has seen the other evidence. He's seen the other previous stalking. He goes to talk to the other deputy who handled the other stalking incident, and he's at this point requested that I email him all the evidence I have for all the stalking incidents, everything. Every time he's violated the bond, every time he's violated his MPO, he said, any of that, send it. So I did. I sent it. I emailed it to him, and he drew up the report and put on there misdemeanor stalking. Like, that's the charge that the deputy caught him doing. That's the charge.
Right.
And clearly that's a dangerous place to be, being chased in a 45 mile an hour area, going 80 upwards to almost 90 miles an hour.
Right.
Just to evade.
Yeah, and those streets in North Carolina anyway, and specifically around the Fayetteville area, they're all at the max. You're only 45, 35 at the most, unless you're on Rayford Road, which is 55 at that point.
So he ended up drawing the report, and the magistrate tells the deputy that I have to draw out the charges. That the deputy can't draw out the charge because I have the video, which is the evidence, that I would have to do it. I don't know which magistrate he talked to, because I am familiar with 2 of the magistrates in Harnett County.
Right. Because
it's either been one or the other when I've made other reports.
Exactly, yeah.
So I go and I meet with my lawyer, and then after that, I went to magistrate office, filed the stalking charges. And I was there at the bond hearing for the stalking charge, which they set his bond to $15,000, which he would have to pay in full to get out. And immediately his lawyer comes swooping in for a motion of bond amendment. And the new district attorney, because Don is now gone from the court system and off the case, and there's a now new district attorney who is handling the felony assault case. He comes in and approves of the bond amendment and drops it to $1,000. And I was like, no. And he goes, well, I've already agreed to do this. And I'm like, you shouldn't have. Like, at all, period. Shouldn't have. Because in the bond amendment paperwork, it states that the reason they were requesting for the bond amendment is because Mr. Vargas can't afford to pay it.
Oh my fucking God.
Good. That was the point.
That was a point, yeah, to keep him away, so that way
keep me safe.
to keep you safe, yeah, to keep him detained, to keep him in the fucking pinta, so that way he's not fucking coming at you. Now, now he was already. I mean, did they even know that he was already on bond for felony assault already?
Yes, the lady who put the 15,000 already knew that. She knew about the video. She knew about all the previous incidences. Again, I bring my binders. I show everything. I always bring all my evidence. And she set it to 15,000, and the judge approved it. Here's the thing: if the judge seemed that a little bit irrational, or not fair, the judge would have been like, but she didn't. She approved of it. Said 15,000. He'd have to pay it out to get out. That was it. And so when the district attorney that's on the felony case agreed to the bond amendment, I immediately broke down. Like I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like $1,000 is what my safety's worth.
Yeah.
Like there's a video of him chasing me down in a vehicle, and my safety is worth $1,000.
So at this point, then, did anything? I mean, any follow up from this? Like, did the DA pick it up? I remember I remember you talking about the district attorney. Was it Hannah Lester?
Yeah, Hannah Lester is the actual district attorney. The district attorney who was on the stalking charge. Why the district attorney on the felony case is going to have any say in the stalking charge, because he's not even the assigned district attorney for it. So why he would even have any say in that beats me. I couldn't fathom the court system. I try not to understand it that much, because truly Harnett County hurts my head.
Yeah, I know.
But so it gets dropped down to 1,000. Obviously he gets released, and his first sergeant is there to pick him up when that bond amendment got approved. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. And I talked to a lawyer after the stalking charge court date, and it made me it was probably one of the few times I've cried in court. Hannah decided she was going to dismiss the stalking charge because for me to file it, it only counts as one event. But she told me if the deputy files it, it can account for stalking by statute of the state. And I'm like, why does it matter who files the charge?
Right.
As long as we both have the evidence. Like the
right,
deputy
exactly.
has the same evidence that I'm going to provide in it. Like who do you think the deputy got the evidence from? Like, what does it matter who filed the charge? So the stalking charge was dismissed, which several people were in disagreement with that. I'll be honest with you, several people within the court, several people like lawyers, they were in disagreement with that. And lawyer I spoke to said that there's not going to be any charge that I'm going to be able to put against my husband because of Vernon and his corruption in the courthouse. And the fact that he can pull strings because he's got friends in high places in that courthouse because he used to work there. And that I'm not going to be able to get anywhere with any charges. And my husband will not stop until I am so severely injured that I'm hanging on life by a thread, or if I am flat out dead.
No doubt. Did fucking sorry, man. This is because somebody in the comment just now, had the chain of command had done their fucking jobs, 90% of this shit would have been done. His ass should have been fucking court-martialed, and that'd have been fucking it. Because I literally just talked about that last week about fucking incidences where when it comes to a civil matter, it's domestic violence and nobody fucking does it. When it comes to other matters, then that's when the UCMJ is quote unquote in play, and that's fucking bullshit.
That's what some of the MPs were saying. They were saying, we've seen some soldiers get kicked out of the army for less infractions than this.
Right.
Like,
right.
You know,
Right. Now, where now? I mean, all this, I didn't even fucking ask. Where is he now?
he's in the marital home, as far as I'm aware. He's still in here in North Carolina. He's in the marital home. Still walking freely. I don't even take my car out rarely. There are two vehicles that I have access to that I can utilize. One of them being Ben's, and the other one being a guy friend of mine. And they both have cameras in their vehicles. So if something were to happen, or he were to, find out that I'm driving, and he knows what Ben's car looks like, he might know what my guy friend's car looks like.
What is? I mean, that's not the point. Is that? I mean.
Yeah, it's just like I
It's just like now
I don't even drive my car out unless I know I'm not going to be anywhere near that side of town.
Right,
like on the side of town where I'm at.
Or you have a buddy to be with you,
Yeah,
male or
or something like
female, it doesn't fucking matter. I would prefer that it be a guy, so that way he can't fucking touch you, and somebody can at least defend you. Because at this point, this is fucking. I mean, he's still in the 82nd, right?
Mm-hmm. And so, one of the couple of things that I love my car. It's always been my outlook. It's always been my antidepressant, my anti-anxiety. It's been my healer for trauma. And not being able to drive that car peacefully because he knows that car and he could spot it anywhere. I mean, it's unique. It's not just some black Mustang. It's got the three-headed dog logos on the side of it, and in big white letters on the back of it. It says Cerberus. So it's a unique car. Like, no one else is gonna have that on it around here. Like, that's, everyone knows me by my car. So he, who I've been with for years, like, he knows that car very well and could spot it anywhere. Even the sound of it, I'm sure.
Do you carry? Are you?
I do not. I do not. I found out that North Carolina is open carry, apparently.
Yeah.
So I thought about it, but I've just resorted to not going out. Like, I don't even have a need to go out. Like, I go to my appointments, I go where I need to go, and if I do go out, it's with Ben to go and get groceries or things that I need. And like, I don't ever go out by myself. I just don't do that anymore. I don't feel safe enough doing that. And even one of the MPs stated that in a out of work conversation, because I have become friends with a lot of them, that back when I had Facebook, I used to have some of them on Facebook.
Right.
And one of them had said, I wonder if the reason why the Army's not doing anything has anything to do with his close retirement coming up. Because according to, I guess, his first sergeant that told the district attorney, I guess he's, eligible to start his retirement in 2025 or retire in 2025. So they're just waiting just to, get him out of the Army, but, put the retirement, but which isn't right to do either.
No, who has the kids?
He does.
And there's been nothing that has been any indication that he's been abusing the kids.
I've gotten a couple texts. Neighbors. There was a neighbor that did inform me, texted me saying that they could hear him, that one of the girls was on the second floor, and they could hear him beating her from the window, because apparently one of the girls was asking the husband about the dogs that they had. And according to the neighbor, CPS showed up, and they were thinking themselves about calling CPS, but they didn't because they saw that CPS had already showed up.
Girl, you need to get a class, concealed carry. I mean, I'm just blown the fuck away that this guy is still in matter of fact, fuck this. I'm gonna fucking. This is who he is. I'm just fucking shocked that this dude's still wearing the fucking uniform.
not gonna lie, that was kind of hard to see.
I'm sorry.
That was.
I know you sent me that picture before to show.
Yeah, and I had to go through emails with, I think it was my SVC.
Yeah.
Because I deleted stuff from my phone.
No, I understand.
I
I understand.
do anymore. That's probably the first time I've seen his picture in a long time.
No, I know it.
Since I emailed that to you, that's when.
Yeah.
And I didn't even really look at it. I pressed save, filed. Like I didn't take the time to sit there and look and.
Well, yeah, that's why I immediately took it down as soon as I saw your reaction, because I knew you wanted it to be shown, but as soon as I saw your reaction, I took it down. Yeah, you need to. Oh, this is not over. I spoke to several advocates today too, to talk about your case, and this is not over yet. So,
and that's the thing. No victim, and no even a survivor shouldn't have to fight. Our fight was already for our life in some cases, but when it comes to whether or not even a soldier or a civilian, we shouldn't have to fight. Like,
yeah, there should be no. Yeah, it should have been.
When there's enough evidence that's
Right.
stacked up.
Right.
You know, like in text message, it's right there. Like
Right.
in the text messages between he and I, it's right there where you fractured bone, and he said, "What is you?" And I said, "YOU." Like someone who didn't do something or claims they didn't do it would have defended themselves. Like if I accused you of fracturing bones in my face, you'd be like, "What? I didn't do that. What are you saying that I did that?" But someone who has a guilty conscience, which is, doesn't want to admit they were guilty of it, didn't want to, they're going to deflect it. They're just going to be like, let me avoid that and move on to a different topic. Because they can't deal with it. The guilt doesn't allow them to deal with it. And I could have and they always told me, make sure you have evidence, make sure things, are able to take in the court, like print them out if you can.
No, I mean, I remember talking to you about the book, about do you have any other evidence, and you showed me my books.
The binders,
yeah. The binders, yeah. No, that's.
And this is only one binder. This is just one. This is just the criminal assault.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. The full, just criminal assault related. All the way from printed out pictures of everything, of statements, the text messages printed out between the SVC and First Sergeant, the chaplain's email confirming that I went and released confidentiality on March 6th and made the report. And I got the copy of the confidentiality agreement, a copy of the MPO. And it's all sectioned out versus civilian and military side. Like it's.
So what's next then in the assault case then out now that we've gone over the entire history of it? What's next? What's going to happen?
It went from, I believe, district court now to it's being submitted to superior court.
Okay.
So it's going to go before a jury trial. He was offered a plea deal, which he refused. So it's now going to superior court. The lawyer that I've been working with, Jesse Jones, even stated that he's not seen anybody beaten so badly in the court system that's come across. And there was a comment made that was when he asked me the same question of what did you tell the hospital? And I said a cast iron skillet. And there was a comment made of, was it a ninja skillet? Did it hit you, fly around, come back and hit you in the other eye? Because both eyes were black. It wasn't just one or, like a line across my face, which.
Right. A skillet injury is not going to be so massive across your face. It's going to be a more of a direct I mean, I was raised Latino, so I know a fucking chancla and a fucking skillet hitting me is going to it's going to leave like a mark, but it's not going to like cave your whole fucking face in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he literally cracked your face in half, or at least one half of your face. Arianna, please stay in contact with us, okay? Your story is not going to be unheard. As a matter of fact, a lot of people are hearing it right now. Okay. So I want to thank you again so much for hanging out with us and having the courage that you have to tell us your story, because if it is, I am pissed. I mean, and I'm seeing the comments in there. Everyone is pissed. So I've got several text messages. Our hearts go out with you. We got your back. So if there's anything you need, just let us know. Okay.
I will, and thank you. It really does. I'm sorry. It really does mean a lot, because I've not, other than Jesse and some very close friends, and like the support that I've had and through this has been far and few in between, and trying to feel like I'm getting any justice or getting anywhere. Like I tried to reach out to WRAL. Even Jesse tried to reach out to WRAL. And I think it was CBS 17, the Fayetteville Observer. Tried to reach out to all of them about this, and try and get it heard. And I wasn't getting anything back, and Jesse wasn't getting anything back either. So to be able to, get this out and get this heard, I'm really hoping that it helps and things start to go and get done right, rather than taking advantage of someone who's been staying silent, because, they tell you to let them handle it the correct way. But there's only a certain point where you can let them handle it in the way of the law, or what's done in court, before you start to notice that they're not handling it the way. Like even the Army, like everyone telling me, oh, the Army will handle it. The Army will handle it. Oh, his commander will handle him. His commander will deal with him. Well, no, they're not.
Yeah, and they haven't.
So, and they haven't.
Okay. Well, again, we're gonna go on a break, but don't leave. Okay, I still want to talk for a little bit. Arianna Vargas, again, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and again, showing the courage, man. Hang in there, because we'll see this through, and we got your back. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a break right quick. Me and Arianna are gonna shoot the shit for a couple seconds, and then I'll be right back. Stand by.
so bad? Is this where you draw the line? 'Cause it's so sad. Tell me where you lost your faith. Is it so bad? Couldn't see it in your face. And it's so sad. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down. Why you keep it in your head? Is it so bad? Never heard a word you say it, and it's so sad. Tell me when you lost your way, 'cause it's so bad. Wanna see you when I pray, and it's so sad. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down. Is it what you want? Is it what you needed now? Is it what you breathe? Is it what you're feeling now? Is it what you feel? Is it what you're feeling now? Is it what you wanted? I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down. Hello, you. Will you come back down to me? Hello, you. Will you come back down? Hello, you. Won't you come back down to me? Hello, you.
There's a lot of tough talk on Twitter, but there's not a lot of real talk.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Oh, man. Doggy. I don't even know what to say. I just first off want to thank Arianna Vargas for coming over and shooting the shit and telling her story. I will say this, that prepare yourself for more stories like this. I am the story that you just heard, that we just talked about, that the witness has revealed that a lot about what's been going on. Prepare yourself for more stories like this coming out on WTF Nation Radio. Because this right here is unsat, and also we no longer have the mill media support like we used to have, aside from a few journalists, and their caseload will be a lot heavier now. So now we're just going to provide, like I said, we're going to provide you the sausage making details of these cases. I do, again, admire Arianna for coming out and at least being able to articulate everything. And like I said, I did tell her, hey, I apologize for posting the pickup. She knew it was going to come up, but she did not expect to have that reaction. So that's why I just pulled it down. So it was part of the broadcast. His picture was going to be posted up, and so out of respect for her, as soon as I saw her react, I took it down. Yeah, when did command stop caring about the families? Because that's another thing too. I gotta protect this paratrooper. I have a paratrooper to look out for. You guys just saw pictures, and you guys heard me read a medical report where this individual broke her face, and he's still walking around leading troops. Now, I'm going to link her up with some other individuals that will assist in amplifying this. But this is the shit here that pisses me off that we keep talking about. When NCOs fuck up, and then it becomes a civil matter on some things, and it's not a civil, it's a UCMJ matter on others. The next case we'll be discussing, and as soon as we get more details hammered out, will be a case involving a Army psychologist and revelation of documents. Another case will be another medical story of a medical professional violating HIPAA and stalking a soldier. And so we're just getting started. And at this point, you guys in the media out there that are listening in, or hit us up in the inbox, or hit contact at WTFNationRadio.com for an email updates or whatever, or hit us up in the WTF Moments inbox. I mean, or you guys know who I am anyways. You can hit me up. But there's going to be more stories. And then that's not even covering the stories that we've got from the 173rd. That's not including the stories that we've got from the 101st. That's not stories that we have ready to release for 1st Special Forces Command and U.S. Army Special Operations Command, the 160th. So at this point, they're not going to do anything about it. It's going to come out. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, Dotson from Korea? God, you guys are just logging in and just not picking it up right now, huh? Damn. About ready to close the show out. I'm going to do some housekeeping, and then we'll close it up. Because that, I don't know, somebody said that they've never seen my fucking face look like that before. Yeah, if you guys that have served with me, you know me as Angry Ken, and I'm pretty pissed off. I'm actually really pissed off. So tomorrow we got John Wesley Shipp. He's going to be joining us at matter of fact, let me pull up the graphic for him, man. Let me bust the screen cap out. Again, we're doing some screen caps. We've been screen capping all this time. You would think I'd have like oh, you're in a deployment right now, Dotson? Oh yeah, deployment. Yes, sir. Deployment in the Ville or something like that, or Juicy Girls, whatever, or that kind of deployment. Or I'm just kidding. Just breaking balls. I don't want you guys to get mad at me. But at any rate, we have John Wesley Shipp joining us for Pop Culture Warrior tomorrow. Dawson's Creek, Arrow, Batman, The Flash, Never Ending Story 2. Man, he's got a lineup. You'll see it right there. Joining, of course, Pop Culture Warrior. And man, I'm pumped, man. I'm just kind of excited. CQ's getting all the guests. He gets like, I literally have to have a CQ NDA when he talks to me of all the guests that he talks to, and he'll say, "Hey Ken, check out who I got," and I'm like, "Oh, hate. CQ be getting the good guests," and I'm telling you what, the guests that he has lined up. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm not saying that I have something to do with this, but we're all Star Wars fans, so look for the Star Wars people. There you go. How about some Star Wars? How about some Star Wars pop culture stuff? And then we have, let's see, what else? I'm sorry, I got distracted. Where's my calendar at? Let me put my calendar back up. Damn it! How did my calendar go? There we go. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got John Wiship showing up on Pop Culture Warrior, of course, and the Sorents. Sorents we have. Roses Unread. Man, they've been on here, I think it's like the fourth time. Yeah, I think that's like the fourth time they've been on here. So I'm kind of cool to be talking about releasing some of the music. And then we got Thursday, of course, Sarn's Time with myself and Spanky. And then, God, I need to fix that fucking graphic. I'm just too nostalgic with Cause. That's what it is. Friday Night Freedom. Friday FTX. CQ is going to get back in the swing of things. And so Ice and CQ on Friday. That's what. Well, he was doing the Friday FTX is doing the tabletop games and stuff like that. So you never know. Then of course, usually Space Force, U.S. Space Force WTF moments, or From the Ashes Radio, One Shot, and my boys, Big Rob out in the Rockies, giving you that Mountain High podcast. What else we got? Freaking Saturday is our day off, of course. Day of no schedule events. I have to say it like that and not say the word because Spanky gets the ass. And then, of course, Actual King Smith and the coach. What do you hear? What do you say on the sports bar? Games, whatever happened to Team War Crimes? Team War Crimes, man. Oh, back in the day when we used to play. Oh, man, we used to play GTA, a lot of us. A lot of the WTF Nation alumni and some friends. We'd some members of the military community, the special operations community. When my brother was alive, we used to all play together, too. He used to join us and do some games with everybody else, too. So it was great times, great times. We used to assault Los Santos with our high-speed weaponry. I own a hangar around in Fort Zancudo, so that's why I'm just like, yeah, he ain't gonna. But anywho, make sure you share, like, and follow. We were gonna be on live 5 platforms, but old Elon fucked up the space and killed all the streaming. So if you were trying to stream, then there you go. And that's what happened. So if you were trying to stream on X tonight, we had if you're trying to X on a stream on the X app, you're trying to stream on there. Elon with his freaking spaces fucked us up. So we only broadcasted tonight on 2 Facebook pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, and 2 YouTube pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. My interview didn't happen either. What are you talking about? Whose interview? What? What about? Wait. What? Oh, what? Huh? So, anyways, I'm just trying to go over my thing. We got some stories going to be breaking out tomorrow. You'll see on the timeline. Oh yeah, Elon. Yeah, exactly. It didn't happen. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. His crashed. Well, that's what I'm saying. Because of his broadcast, it crashed a lot of the streams. And so, we were hoping that we would get a big boost on there, but obviously it didn't happen. So we're just gonna have to post it. We have to post this on the WTF Nation Radio X app, the recording. So you guys are gonna see this, so everybody can see it. But anyhow, make sure you share, like, and follow, and I think that's it. I think you all have a good night. And shots. Thank you all for hanging out. Again, bear with us. There's going to be some more stories. So I think Monday and Thursdays are going to be the tea stories, depending on what's availability and some of the schedules. So tune in. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate you hanging out. And again, Arianna, thank you so much for being brave and hanging out with us. So y'all have a good night. See you.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Sometimes when I look at, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, I think it's WTF Army or something.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
A midnight rain, no time for sleep. And we're straight like gold in hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeants rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army W, the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos, the truth is told. From the field to the base, the legends grow. Army W, the force, the madness we know. Mud so deep, a midnight rain, no time for sleep, and we're straight like gold in hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeants rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army W, the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos, the truth is told. From the field to the base, the legends grow. Army W, the force, the madness we know. In the ranks where the wild things roam. Every soldier's got a tale of their own. From the absurd to the downright strange. Army W, the force, it never will change. So raise a glass to the tales untold. In the Army's world, we're the brave and bold. Live the moments that make us say, Army W, the force, every single day.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
The horse, with beauty unsurpassed, strength immeasurable, and grace unlike any other, still remains humble enough to carry a man upon its back. When a service member or first responder takes an oath, he or she has mentally and physically committed themselves with self-sacrifice. From the front lines abroad to the very streets you live on in America, they protect. This oath is non-refundable and it is lifelong. Facing unimaginable dangers and unseen scars, these grounds are a place to recover and face any challenges head-on. As veterans and first responders ourselves, we know that battle all too well. From a simple talk with a friend on horseback to an entire debrief in the barn, this sanctuary has seen recovery take place time and time again. No hour of life is wasted that is spent in a saddle. The way we approach change isn't a new phenomenon. This animal has been with humans over 5,000 years. If you've ever been around a horse for long enough, you'll feel that thing, that electric trust. In that moment, nothing else is in your mind. When they turn into you, it's like the world disappears. We harness that moment to build skills off of. Repurposing requires flexibility, adaptability, and the willingness to challenge assumptions and conventional thinking. This approach can be applied to many areas in life, including business, education, and personal growth. To ride a horse is to fly without wings. This lesson and skills learned at war horses will help reintegrate back into daily life. You'll learn coping mechanisms, improve communication skills, trust and confidence that will help reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. These tools can be used every day to navigate life and take on many challenges. This may involve practicing mindfulness, setting boundaries, improving communication with loved ones. Transitioning back to society is hard on your own. And when you're at war horses, you're family. And families solve problems together.
Я батько. Я молодший брат.
Я водій маршрутки.
Я скоро одружуся. Я фанат Шахтера.
Начальник отдела продаж.
Я прораб.
Я программист.
Я свидетель на свадьбе.
Дядя Юра, таксист. Я вчитель фізкультури.
Я студент-геолог.
У мене своя фірма. Я кращий друг зі школи.
Я сусід, який завжди стукає по батареї.
Я єдиний син.